Hello and welcome to Grid Slayer. I'm your host, Allan Enraged. This game is super fun. So we're gonna start a game. We're gonna skip the tutorial because I've already done it. So these are like your meta progression, kind of. The crowns make the game harder, and the knowledge stuff makes like more cards into the game. I don't know what this Slayer's whatever is. I don't know if this is like a save file thing. I haven't been able to figure that out. So we're gonna start the game. Alright, so this shows the 5 cards you start out with. We've got Think, which will draw us 3 cards. It costs 0 action points. Our Strength determines how many actions we can do per turn. Our Agility is how many movements we can do. And our Intelligence is how many cards we draw per turn. So we have Think, which will draw us some cards, which is just a great card to start out with, especially when you're not wearing a crown. When you're wearing a crown, you start taking damage every time you shuffle. So it's definitely helpful at the very start of the game, and I still think it's useful later in the game. Sure, shuffling can screw you over, but you need to draw those cards. Then we got Fireball, so it's a projectile, fires a projectile, it's queued, so it doesn't play until the start of the next turn. A lot of attacks, like these arrows, will also be queued. They play at the start of the next turn, so you have to kind of predict where the enemy's going to be. And then we have Backstab. It pierces through units, converts the target's momentum into damage. Play when the unit enters the target range, so it's a counter attack. We're gonna go ahead and go. This is like your grid map. You start here and you've got to make it to up here. And there's all these options, and each one is like a tile set. We also have a store. So remove projectile and shot. That's interesting. We can increase damage with something, which was going to really help us out. The first fight is usually the most difficult. And so I think increasing the damage of, let's say, it's already a 2 damage fireball. Let's make it a 3 damage fireball. Then we got 50 more points. I'd like to add in water cannon. It's just 1 damage pressurized blast of water. It makes them wet. No real synergies now, but the extra card will be nice. I think I'm going to start on the forest. Oh, I left up some things that shouldn't have been left up. Here, let's get rid of that. Ignore those. Alright, well, I accidentally clicked on a spot. So the first spot you click is where you start. You use WSD to look around. We've got spider eggs down here. I'm not sure if they actually count as an enemy, if they hatch or not. I haven't seen that happen, but I destroy them usually anyway. And then we have a spider over here. We got more spider eggs. We also have an oil barrel and some boulders. Boulders are cool because you can use them to like push them around the battlefield to damage enemies. And so the first thing we think we need to do is move upwards, and then I think we can just throw an arrow this way. Since it's queued, won't do it till the next turn, and I predict that the spider is going to want to come down and be in the same lane as us. So we'll play a space to end the turn. And the prediction was correct. We got to deal 2 damage to it, and we're 1 step closer to ending the fight. We'll just throw a fireball. It is also queued, but like it's going to be in the range. The enemies luckily do not plan out, and we hit the oil barrel and set just a whole thing ablaze because of the oil. Pretty great, and I think that's the end of enemies, so if I press space we should be good, unless these spider eggs count. And they do not count currently. I don't know if it's just because they didn't hatch or whatnot, but we got 47 coins. And we can choose from these cards. You're not limited by only one. You can choose any amount of them. I would like to choose the piercing shot. I think since I picked up the water cannon earlier, and I already have a lot of arrows, I'm going to skip the other arrow. I don't know if I need the block right now, so we'll skip it for now. We can add 2 armor to the target. Hey, this is pretty great. So it's like picking up the block card, but we're going to throw it on our Think. So every time we draw, we gain armor. And then we want an extra action to start off with. Actions, you're really limited by actions at the start of the game. And so now we can choose a perk. This happens sometimes. So we can gain an armor each turn. That'll really increase our survivability. We can add 0.5 AoE to all our cards. Or we can be like immune to damage from knockback. I think I'm going to take the armor per turn. That'll help us out quite a bit. So we're here. We can only move in the first 3 spots, so it's not like we can pick any of the spots. We'll go to the right once more. It looks like these are hills. So we've got a goblin here, a goblin there, and a spider there. So already, like, a lot more difficult. I don't have anything I can do with water. These guys are a problem. I think I'd like to set off this choke point. See, these guys are going to have to come up through here. So all I'd have to deal with immediately is the spider. So if I set this here, I could shoot an arrow at him. And I can also hit him with a fireball. I think I would prefer throw the fireball this way, though. Nice. So he webbed us, so we cannot move next turn, which is unfortunate for our arrows, because we don't get like a straight shot. We're gonna have to like angle it. So this will hit this tile, this will hit this tile, etc. This guy, I think he only moved 1, so I'm just gonna focus on attacking the spider. I'm gonna save the backstab. I don't think we need it right now. He did come up and he knocked off our armor. We'll hit him with the arrow. The backstab would have prevented that if I had been a little bit more clever. We'll draw some cards. We did have to shuffle there, which would have been a damage. Might have been a damage. I'm gonna set a few arrows this way, because I think he's gonna step onto that tile. Oh, he skipped it. Unfortunate, because the tile was on fire, he didn't want to step there. So now we have to dodge his attack. And then he's going to move. So I'm going to hit him with a water cannon. Pushed him back a little bit. And then I think he's probably going to move back to that spot. Awesome, so that killed him. Not too bad there. It takes a lot of thinking. I lost a lot of games on a previous account. We should just be able to end the turn there. Gain 45 coin, which is less than the previous, interestingly enough. This ice pike was a really fun spell. It hits a spot after a delay because it's queued. So after a delay, it'll hit a spot, and then it'll put spikes on that spot. So if they walk onto that spot, they're damaged, and if they're knocked off of that spot, they'll take damage. I'll take the dash for some free movement and another fireball. I'll leave the ice spike this time. Let's remove Q from piercing shot, so we have something that we can shoot really fast so that it pierces through enemies. And I'm going to give myself some speed. We don't need the intelligence with our think spell. Not yet anyway. We will grab it. We'll probably grab it after the next battle. But right away, I'm not thinking it's the most important thing. We've got a couple of hedge knights. They have 5 life. I believe they gain themselves some armor as well. I think I want to start here, so I can fireball this guy. And that is queued. I'm going to try to predict where he's going to move, which I think is going to be in this spot. The fireball was wasted because I was not smart enough. We're running low on cards already. We're going to hit the piercing shot right off the bat. I think we're going to move one back. I don't want him to get too close. I think I could face one head on, but I'm worried about... Ooh, yeah, this guy needs to die. Oh, no. Here, let's double move. I want to move out of his area of attack. Let's fireball, like, here or something. I think he'll move one up, which will end up hitting us most likely. Alright. Alright, we set him on fire. I'd like to blast him with a water cannon if I can. This should hit him with the damage of the water cannon as well as hitting him into the tree. I think that'll work that way. Oh, it pushed him down that way. Hey, I find that alright as well. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move again. And then I'm gonna dash. I want to get a little bit further away. The water cannon didn't synergize very well with the fire. That was a whoopsie. We're going to draw a few cards. Alright, we can set up an arrow this way, as well as setting up a backstab. Because we know he's going to step there, right? We hit him. We hit him with an arrow. All it did was knock off the armor, unfortunately. We're going to need to move. Move here. Move here. We're going to fireball there. Then we're going to water cannon this guy. Just to keep him away from us. Fireballed him. We gotta move again. This is a game of kiting. These guys are very armored. Alright, we'll just set it there. This is taking damage from the fire. We just gotta keep moving. We probably would have died already. Finish that guy off. We probably would have died already with the taking damage during shuffles. But currently we're fine. So we don't have to adapt until later. We do need to move. 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 And I'm gonna set up a backstab here, so if he steps there, he'll take some damage. And he's dead. We didn't take... I don't think we took any damage. I think that's from our level up. 41 coin. We get quick shot, which is pretty good. It's just a free 1 damage. Does take an action though, so it's not completely free. And Overwatch is good too. We're gonna avoid the ball of ice. They're not synergizing well with our fireballs. We can remove Q'd from a fireball. We've got to remember which one it is that's remove Q'd. And we do need to draw. We had a big issue with drawing cards that game. That match. I'm gonna move back towards the center here on the hills. Overwatch is pretty nice. We've got a spider here. We've got a blind samurai. This is a tough fight. If we're gonna lose a fight, it's probably this one. I think I'd like to set back here. This one has remove Q. Set that there. It's piercing shot him. He's gonna throw an arrow at us, but hopefully us killing him will remove that arrow. I don't think we're gonna use any movements here. Cool. Killed the spider and the spider egg. Don't know the significance of that. And he's gonna... His attack is if anybody moves into that range, he's going to attack them. So I do need to move because... reasons. And let's see if this one's the quick one. Nope, this one is Q'd. So I'm going to set it there. Dead bodies you cannot move past or attack past without piercing. Cool. That's a pretty big deal. We set a lot of things on fire, mainly him. So he's going to burn for quite a while. I think he's going to step up this way. So I'm going to set up an arrow that way. And then I'm also... This fireball is a fast fireball, I believe. So... throw it out and deal some damage. That guy will burn to death. He'll get shot. This should be the end. Boom. Just gotta plan things out. Just like that. We should just be able to end the turn. 46 coins. We're up to 179. We could grab a teleport. That could be useful. But it's gonna take up a slot in our deck. Overhead shot. It's Q'd. We'll grab the overhead shot. Ooh, so I could add safe to like one of the fireballs so that I like doesn't hit me. That'd be pretty good. We can throw that on our quick one so we could use it at melee range even. And then let's grab some more strength. We're going to go back to the shop now. We should probably be checking the shop more often. Yeah, now that we can add extra AoE to all cards, that safe is going to be extra useful. Come down here to the shop. We can add safe to the other fireball. We can increase the damage of something. I really like the Overwatch having some extra damage. And then we're going to burn a card. So the water cannon hasn't been helping us. It was a waste of money. We'll burn it. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it happens sometimes. Here's some watery areas. I think I want to avoid those with my fire-like build. So down here is a choke point. They can only come this way. It can be useful. It all depends on how quickly I can kill off this goblin, which I would want to be like ahead. So he's probably going to attack me here. But I might be able to kill him like that. But just in case I can't, let's do some extra damage. We'll just end our turn there. We have no real reason to do anything else. They'll start moving towards me. See, this guy being in my way is a little annoying. Looks like we can Overwatch here. So they could potentially attack the oil barrel and get through, but I'm going to worry about this for now. And then I think I can overhead attack. I don't know exactly where would be the best spot. Let's just say there. The piercing attack will hit him. Nice. Very good. Because it pierced through the boulder. He moved into the spot I thought he would. Ah, he actually just died there. Very nice. Alright, so now these guys are kind of close to the oil barrel. I think I could blow up the oil barrel and get the goblin to die. And then I could set an arrow this direction, but I don't think it'll matter. We'll just skip after that. Yeah, because the goblin's in the way. The goblin's actually dead. It's unfortunately didn't move before dying. But you know, that's just how it be sometimes. So we can attack this boulder to set the monk on fire. Let's dash over here. And luckily, we aren't affected by our own fireball, but we are affected by fire, so whoops. I'm gonna go ahead and move down so that we're not hit by that fire. And use piercing attack on the monk. Now I've only got the hedge knight to deal with, which is gonna be tough because he's got armor and he's hidden. He's a hidden boy. Draw a few cards. Set him on fire there. We can also Overwatch. There we go. Overwatch got us there. We don't want any of these. We'll skip them. I'd like more piercing on more arrows. And let's grab more speed in case we need to run. We'll check out the shop again. Not super interested in any of those. I'm going to the cave here. We've got a quick shot, which is nice. A little bit extra damage. We've got an arrow. Doesn't do anything special. And then we got our piercing shot. Our piercing shot is really useful for like this line of enemies. Only does 2 damage, unfortunately. But like that's a lot of damage. I can't just pass up. So we're gonna hit him with a quick shot. We're gonna set up an arrow this way. We'll set up a piercing arrow. We're gonna draw a few and prepare for the next turn. Alright, so the monk is a problem. Just gonna step forward, knock off our armor. finish him off before he can do anything. Now, there's a lot of enemies here, so we're going to set up an overwatch. Anybody that steps in here is going to die. We can also set up an overhead shot. Not exactly sure where the best spot it would be for that. I think she'd like to step down, but I don't know who's going to go first. Set it there, because I think she'd probably step in there. In fact, she did. Almost killed her, too. One of these fireballs should be quick. So I should be able to hit all of them with a fireball. I can shoot an arrow that way. And not do that because there's an enemy there. Alright, we'll just skip. Oh, she stepped out of the way. Lame. I'm gonna move upwards so that guy doesn't get in our way again. Finish him off. Alright, should be it. Piercing shot is nice. I don't think we need two though. Increase the damage of something. I really like our piercing shots. This newest one doesn't have any extra things on it, so we'll give it extra damage. I don't think we need extra draw with our think spell, so we're gonna just give extra actions. We've got one more area till the final boss. Could really increase the damage of something here. Overhead shot. We could also add counter to it. Sounds fun. We'll head into the caves. Now we've got Overwatch, which is fantastic. We can set ourselves up in this corner, Overwatch, and prepare. We could set ourselves here, and piercing shot 3 damage would kill that goblin, almost that monk. And then we'd be right up against a blind samurai. Is this one quick? Nope. Alright. I think we're going to set up in this corner. We're going to Overwatch here. And then we're going to throw some piercing arrows this direction too. And just in case he goes up here, I want to be able to hit him there too. We got some oil set up over there, which is nice. Our fireballs will be really useful. It is unfortunate. I didn't plan that out well. This fireball is quick, so we can blast right here. He should be dead next turn. And then we set up a counter overhead shot here. Boom. Perfect. You should be dead, honestly. I'm gonna move anyway. I'm gonna move over 2. We've got a piercing shot, which we can just finish all of them off with. Almost all of them. We've got a quick shot. And all we're gonna do here is hit the boulder. Ah, actually the dead body. My bad. Should have saved it. Luckily the fire is really helping us out there. Oh no, we're poisoned. Alright, we're gonna fireball this group of enemies here. Should have moved first. We'll move, fireball that group of enemies, and then we'll set up a backstab here. Okay. Oh, he avoided the backstab. Okay, it looks like we can destroy the dead bodies, which is good. We're gonna think. We definitely need some cards. We need to get rid of this spider. We're gonna step back a bit. I'm gonna fireball here. But we're also going to piercing shot that direction. Killed everybody but this goblin archer. Don't know where he's going to move to, and I'm not standing on fire. So shoot an arrow that direction. We're going to avoid the fire. Oh, the arrow is piercing. Should have read that. Then we could set up an overwatch, and that should finish him off. So the dead bodies, they really add a interesting nuance. I don't want any of those. Let's add some extra damage to... What do we got as our lowest damage things? We got a regular arrows for 2. We got that piercing shot for 2. Quick shot is 1. Let's increase this piercing shot. Let's grab more intelligence. Alright, and it's final boss time. Let's see if we can beat him. Sliding a knockback, extra damage to all cards. Yep, we'll get some extra damage. The boss is tough. So we're fighting the king. Oh, it looks like he only has 10 life. Maybe it's because I don't have a crown equipped, so I don't know. We're gonna just set up as far away from him as possible. This is not quick, so we'll shoot that direction. Just in case he can get here. I don't know. Let's draw. I don't know if he can get all the way over here. Let's set up an overwatch. The quick shot doesn't help. Piercing shot doesn't help. We'll end that there. I don't know how far he can travel. Ooh, almost killed him right off the bat. Set up an overhead shot. Throw a fireball. Finish him off. Alright, an easy first run. We got 100 Slayer points. So you killed the king. You expect me to be impressed? That was no king. I saw no crown on his head. Try again. So now we have 100 of these Slayer tokens. The first thing we want is the Crown of Thorns, which is what makes the first boss more difficult. I had already had that the first time I fought him, which is why that one was so much easier, because this one was not easy. And then we're going to increase our knowledge here. We've got 20, 40, 60, 80, so we add enough for each one. And this will add certain cards to the game. Yeah, this adds 32 total endurance to the king, so that's where a lot of this is from. Grants the ice pike to the king. Grants 3 speed to the king. Oh yeah. This is why he's so hard, because now the next time we fight him it's going to be a lot tougher, because he's got like 42 health now. He moves like 5 movements. He's got an extra spell. Ice pike. And he's got fireball as well. But we got a volcano added. A flood. Don't know what that is. But we'll check all that out next time. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Maybe leave a comment down below. I'll see you next time.